are broken out by anybody in the field, so wet tyres throughout.
And it's going to be an interesting one, particularly after yesterday when we had a lot of spray to deal with. Today, we definitely don't have the spray effect, but we do have the changing difficulties of the circuit. Jesse Phillips and Henry Domain lining up on the front row of the grid from Keelan Harvick and Gilles Herman. Then Maxime Bobrashov and Yao Yu Kun, and then it is Fausto Arnaudo and Conrad Garro. Then it's Dan Meron and Wouter Bourguignon from Christian Kobe and Mia Auger. Joachim Askeland and Arthur Huang from Ludwig Granqvist and Alex Martinez. Morgan Zammit and Zayn El Hamossani. Sebastian Gröndal-Eels and Francois Codal. Then Matteo Rival and Esteban Freihuber. Tilian Habiot and Timon Van Heck, Max Willoughby and Max Murray, Noe Berger, and then it is Augustus Toniolo, and at the back of the grid it is Mikko Haarainen. There's only one driver from the X30 Mini Brigade not starting, and that is the man who has entered, the British driver George Edgar, who is unfortunately not here due to injury that was sustained on Wednesday's practice sessions.
Yeah, it's really such a shame to not see George racing here this weekend. I really do think he would have had a great chance at competing up at the front end here. George, if you're watching at home, we wish you the best and wish you the swiftest of recoveries and hope to see you back here next year and a competitive next season for you.
I'm very, very sure that George Edgar will have been very much towards the podium positions here in Mini X30. Certainly had a good opportunity after he won his ticket earlier in the season. And obviously, that's the other thing we need to point out to everybody. In the IAME International Finals, you win your chance to compete here in your national and regional IAME competitions. It's usually the top 3 to 4 drivers per national category that will get a ticket to come here and represent their nation. Not everybody has been able to obviously get here to Le Mans. We have to remind everybody, of course, the worldwide pandemic may not have gone. It's certainly still around, and it is causing a couple of headaches for a few people to be able to get here. But now we are ready to go racing with the competitors we have in X30 Mini for qualifying Heat B versus C. Are we racing? Yes, we are. Up to the first corner. And a cracking start from Jesse Phillips. No problems at all. Keelan Harvick, the American, is going to dive through for the inside and get through. There's going to be a run wide from so many karts. And already there's 3 that have gone around. That is a spin for the 75 of Wouter Bourguignon. And has already pirouetted in there towards the tail end. Up to the inside. That is Keelan Harvick going for the lead. The American slides wide. And now he's going to have to the inside line. That's the 87 of Henry Domain battling away with Fausto Arnaudo. Arnaudo round the outside. The Argentine has taken the lead. Here comes Keelan Harvick back for more. And through comes Maxime Bobrashov. Maxime Bobrashov trying to make his bid as he comes through into 4th position. So it's Fausto Arnaudo who leads, Keelan Harvick in 2nd, and Henry Domain in 3rd. The front row men are long gone, but Domain has managed to get himself back into the top 3, and they skid around the hairpin. Up at the banking once again. Lots of contenders going wheel to wheel, trying to get the balancing act on this opening lap. But it's Fausto Arnaudo versus Keelan Harvick down the back straight to the hairpin, trying to come right round the outside. Can Harvick get there? Not if Fausto Arnaudo is going to block him off like that.
Great start there and diving down the inside. There goes the 87 looking for a move and manages to get through. That's Domain up at the 2nd position. So Arnaudo currently in the lead. We saw what was Harvick and Arnaudo with a great battle yesterday, and it looks like it's going to continue on today. But Henry Domain currently taking the reins in 2nd position, but down the inside. We're going to see Bobrashov go for the move on the switchback. There goes Harvick. He'll take that one nicely, but a great run out of the corner there from Bobrashov, and he's going to try and contest, but he's not going to be able to quite get there. So with all this going on, Arnaudo gets a little bit of breathing room over Domain in 2nd position, with Harvick close in behind.
Several drivers choosing different racing lines from each other there. There's about 2 or 3 lines of trajectory in the damp conditions. Keelan Harvick cannot quite hold off Henry Domain round the outside there. Up onto the midsection of the course. They're going to come up to the banking once again. And Fausto Arnaudo is starting to stretch his legs in front of Henry Domain and Keelan Harvick. So it's Argentina, the United Kingdom, and the United States in the top 3. A great battle so far at the midway point of lap 2. So down the back straight we have Arnaudo, Domain and Harvick. Bobrashov still has a little bit of pressure from Gilles Herman and Jesse Phillips, the pole man, who is now in P6, and that's a slowing machine. That is one of the fusions. I'm afraid that looks to be game over for the 23. That is done and dusted for Zayn El Hamossani. He's going slowly at the back of the field. Hopefully he is going to be able to keep going. But certainly at the end of lap 2, Fausto Arnaudo has the advantage from Domain. Here's Keelan Harvick versus Maxime Bobrashov. Will Bobrashov make a late bid? No, he doesn't, but Phillips has got his move on the inside of the VDK driver, Gilles Herman of Belgium. So already good racing in the top 6.
Yeah, some great battles going on down the inside, looking for another move. Here goes Bobrashov. He's going to try again on Harvick. He can get through this time, and no contest from Harvick through the corner. So a great move there from Bobrishov. Promotes himself up in a third position. Now trying to chase down the back of the ORM car of Henry Domain. Domain in second position right now, just dropping off and maintaining the gap to Arnaudo in the lead right now. Arnaudo really has taken the reins of this race, got into the lead early on past Harvick, and really has taken control from there on. Only 2 laps in, though. You've got to remember there's still plenty of time for everything to change.
So Arnaudo still holds his line at the front end of the field. Domain, Bobrishov, Harvick, Phillips, Herman, and Arthur Huang. And then it is Yao Yukun, the Chinese driver in front of Augustus Toniolo. What a move it is again from the Brazilian. Clearly he must have had technical difficulties in qualifying, because he's come through from the back of the grid in every single qualifying heat so far, and he is in the midst of the top 10 once again. Here comes Henry Domain, look. He has charged after Fausto Arnaudo in these 2 laps, and he certainly seems to have got the handle of this circuit now. He's going to try and come right round the outside, tucks in, dives in for the inside for the snake shot. Lovely move from Domain. Arnaudo on the undercut, gets him back again. Slow in, fast out from Domain. Domain's going to try and come back at him once more. They will tuck up to the inside line. 2 different racing lines potentially from these 2. No, they both tuck in for the inside line. And then Bobrishov runs around the outside. A little bit of a run wide there from Gilles Herman, I think. No, it's Phillips getting through on the inside of Keelan Harvick. So Phillips is through into 4th place. Harvick is now dueling away with Gilles Herman for 5th position. So it's Arnaudo and Domain, and these 2 having a great squabble. There is Keelan Harvick. So Harvick is still doing a good job there in front of the number 3 of Gilles Herman.
Herman all over the back of Harvick, though, with great momentum at the start of the race. It really seems to have fallen off there for the Alonso cart. The number 3 all over the back of him right now. But up at the front end, the strings really have been pulled as Domain has all of a sudden catched onto the back of Arnaudo up at the front end. We have a look at the drivers going through the final couple of corners, and we'll soon see them come down onto the main straight to start the penultimate lap of the race. We watch Arnaudo around the final corner. Great run out of the final corner there from Domain as he manages to pull back a little bit of time. 6 tenths currently separates them. Now it's down to 5, so alternating gap between the 2 of them. You can see Jesse Phillips has really closed in on the back of Bobrishov. Is going to opt out for the outside line. He's going to try the switchback. It's not going to quite work, but a little bit of track limits there from Bobrishov as he goes diving over turn 3. So 3, 4, and 5 here. Can Phillips do anything? He's going to try it up the inside into 5. He's going to make the move stick. Nothing Bobrishov could do about that one. He's just a passenger in that overtake, and he's going to have to slot in behind.
That was very nicely handled from both drivers. One giving the space and one conceding it in exactly the right opportunity. So Phillips there up into P3. So let's see if he's got the time in the last lap and a half to do anything about the 2 men up front. Henry Domain still quite determined to go after the race leader, Fausto Arnaudo of Argentina. And side by side, that's further back. We've got a little bit of a tussle there between Arthur Huang and the 49 of Yao Yukun, the Chinese driver. So this is going to be an interesting one. Up to the inside for the hairpin, but still Fausto Arnaudo just hanging on in front of Henry Domain. Arnaudo, one of the taller drivers in X30 Mini, obviously finding it a little bit more exciting for him in these conditions. The taller drivers can have a little bit more purchase, a little bit more grip, because they've got a better center of gravity in the damp conditions. Into the last lap we go. Henry Domain trying to seek his moment. Arnaudo just trying to hold on to it. Domain will get the switcheroo, but he's not able to get back there on the inside of Fausto Arnaudo. Arnaudo knows he's there. He'll cover the inside line. Domain now trying to go from the long way round, but try and cut back in on the inside line. He'll still have the pace, but he won't have the line.
Domain having to sit in behind right now, but there's still plenty of opportunities for him to get past Arnaudo on this lap. A little bit squirmish there through the mid-sections of 6 and 7. Arnaudo just about keeps it under control, using all the curbs available to try and get the car rotated through the corners. Domain closing in ever so slightly. We're looking behind. Bobrishov still all over the back of Phillips, making him nervous through every single corner as they turn in. Phillips just about keeping it under control right now. Bobrishov not able to respond to any mistakes being made by the 26. But up at the front end, we all focus on Domain. Inside line goes Arnaudo. Tries the switchback. Sold the dummy. Goes Domain down the inside. Great move there. Arnaudo's going to have to drop down in second position. Is going to try the switchback as he goes wide out for the corner. Sorry. Domain on the inside. It's all going to be who can get the best run out of the corner. And down the inside. A great move there from Arnaudo. It's a race to the line. Who's going to get it? Domain. Will he get it? No. It goes the way of Arnaudo.
1,000th of a second between the 2 of them. That is absolutely extraordinary between the 2 drivers. 1,000th of a second covered them at the line. You can't get much closer than that. That is absolutely astonishing. What an amazing first race of the day. 0.001. That is absolutely phenomenal racing. I've only ever seen a finish in karting closer than that. And sadly, it wasn't able to stand at the time because one of the two drivers had a 5-second front fairing after the race. So if that stands, that is the closest karting finish that I have ever seen.
That was an outstanding calculated move there from Arnaudo. Round the final corner, through the penultimate corner, decided to go wide to try and get the better run. Managed to sneak up the inside of Domain as he didn't quite fully mark off the apex, and down the inside with a great run and a great charge out the final corner. Fausto Arnaudo will take the win.
What an amazing start to the day. Fausto Arnaudo just 1,000th of a second ahead of Henry Domain. Jesse Phillips, Maxim Bobrishov and Keelan Harvick in the top 5. Augustus Toniolo, the Brazilian, charges back to P6 from 28th on the grid. That is absolutely extraordinary. Gilleman in front of Arthur Huang, Ludwig Granqvist, Yao Yukun, then Dan Miron, Alex Martinez, Sebastian Grondaliles, and then Joachim Askelin from Mia Auger, Conrad Garrow, Esteban Freihuber, and Matteo Rivals, Max Willoughby, Max Murray, Wouter Bourguignon, and Noé Berger from Francois Godal, Tilian Hapio, Morgan Zammit, Zayn El Hamossani, Christian Kobe, Mikko Harainen, and Timon Van Heck. And I've been given a little piece of paper from the timekeepers that have told me that if they look at it to the nearest, that is actually 1,000th of a second rounded up.